that also had this beautiful church just 20 minutes from there, and this great school and everything there. So we didn't have to move long, from one location to another. It was like a miracle. That I always say that we didn't found the location. The location found us, like Coyote does. When you look for it, well, no, he's the one that search for you and finds you.
And the time of day too, right, was very important because you had that certain look that because this takes, what is this, one day? Is this several?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be or not. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's this kind of narrative.
Yeah, it's like an odyssey.
The idea is like, it can be. I don't know, it can be or not. It's up to you.
Tell us about the boy who gives electric shocks. People wonder if that's real or your invention.
Well, Mexicans here are here knows that they are real. You can find them on squares and parks, and it's very common in Mexico. And there is an anecdote of that because my teacher in the school, in film school, Michel Gastambide, who's a great screenwriter in Spain, he thinks that I invented this character, and I always say you have to come to Mexico and have some good electroshocks after a few tequilas. But yeah, this is not a surreal film. It's a film about images and people that makes images, real images in Mexico. It's like, and I don't know, it's here in LA, for example. For my wife and I that lived in Europe, it's like, what all these characters in the street in downtown LA? It's the same. It's the same for the film.
Yeah, it's not surreal when you live there.
Yeah.
But it is. Way back there.
First question, are you from Mexico? You said you,
Yeah.
so originally, and then you went to film school in Barcelona.
Yeah,
And,
Mexico.
are you working on anything right now?
Yeah, I just moved back. I lived in Barcelona for 10 years and a half, and I just moved back to Mexico last Friday. A week ago. I moved back to Mexico. Yes, I'm planning to make one film in Mexico. I wanted to shot in, I don't know, soon. And then I wanted to go back to Europe and make some things there. But, yeah.
What's the story about? Can you share anything about
The new one.
Yeah.
There are two. The earliest is an adaptation of there's this Catalan writer that was exiled in Mexico for 20 years. His name is Pere Calderas, and he wrote this story about these very, very, very poor people that live just besides a cemetery, a graveyard. So their houses fall every time it rains. Yeah, you know what I mean? And sorry. And one day they decided just to move inside the cemetery to live because it's concrete, there's light and electricity and gas and stuff. So it's again an exercise of how can you treat space with cinematography like this one. You know, that's it. And the other, it's like very complex one.
Some more questions. Yeah.
Just wondering how long it took to shoot.
How
5
long
weeks.
did 5 weeks?
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
Where did you find your cast?
Mine?
Where did you find your cast?
It was funny because I don't really cast. You know, my producer said, well, you have to make a casting. And I said, no, I only have to look for nice people. You know, because I want to work with nice people, not only in the cast, but in the crew, because the only thing I want when I am shoot or when I film is to have a good time. That's the main thing about this job, you know. And so I found them. There's an actor of the film right there. Stand up, Alexander, please. He's Alexander. And he won't make me lie, but yeah, he's he's from Finland. He plays the only 2 roles of an American character. You know, there are 2 roles. They're the only 2 gringos in my movie are played by one Finnish guy. So it was about it. It was only about getting fun and had a good time and work like this. And because as you can see, I don't really direct actors. I don't feel like a scene director or a performing or acting director. I am always beside my EP and speaking. Of course, I speak with them, but just like jokes and not instructions, like you have to do this thing or that. We were shooting in wide angles, so whatever you do, it's the same for me, you know? Like, it's okay. So we did it that way.
Did you do a lot of takes?
Yeah, a lot. The most takes I did was like 4. Well, for one shot. I mean, it was a joke, of course. No, I don't really like to have much takes. I think I believe in the naturality of the few takes for each shot. And also because there were these wide angles, so we didn't need a special performance or anything. But we only did like, I think the most was 7. My producer was really angry with me at the beginning, and then he appreciated 11. Yeah.
So has the film played in Mexico? How has it been received?
No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. No. That's one thing we are like, it's going to be played on next month in a festival. It hasn't been said, so I cannot say the festival. But I don't know, because it's like, for example, Fellini. If you ask to any Italian guy what he thinks about Fellini, he says, well, I don't really like Fellini. Or in Spanish about Buñuel, they say, I don't really. Or a guy from the U.S. about Jarmusch. They don't really like Jarmusch. So we say, I don't know how we say it in English. Nunca eres profeta en tu tierra. You are not a prophet. You're a man. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Any more questions? We're running out of time here. Yeah.
It seemed to me that all the characters riding in the wagon all represented different social archetypes in Mexican society. Was that what you had in mind? Was that the plan?
Well, not really, because Mexican society is really complex. You know, it's like Indian from India. You know, the how do you say it? Castes. Well, Mexico is the same. And so, again, I wasn't really looking for them, but they found me. It's like the location thing. I just, since the beginning, since the script writing, I just let it flow. I just let things happen. And, you know, it's like everything that came to my mind, and it was like, okay, why not, you know? And in the end, we had this great bunch of people, you know, going nowhere. But it's like the society right now. Where are we going? You know, anybody knows here? Well, nobody. And yeah, it could be. Why not? But I didn't really was looking for it. It just came. The religious people, the poor people, the weak people, the sick people. But we are all have something with each one of them, you know? And it's disorientation and having a lot of faith in one thing we don't know, you know? That's the common thing. So yeah, yes and no, but why not? You know?
Thank you all for coming. Thanks for getting part. Thank you.